Well, what's up, YouTube? COD Format 221 here, and welcome back to another Company of Heroes 2 online replay. We are in Season 4, and we are playing the map Hamlet. This is one of the community maps that rotate through. So this map is a little weird, but after playing it, I actually enjoyed it. So you're going to have the victory points on these sides, so you're going to have fuel. There's enough crossings along the main river here that, we have a bridge here, crossing here, crossing here, crossing here. This whole middle area is open and crossings all along the sides here. So it's not like there's 3 bridges and you got to fight over and it's a big artillery duel. We're going up against a Russian and a Brit. The Russian is called Elmat and the Brit is C2 Hulu the Virgin. I believe CT might stand for Connecticut. That is the abbreviation for that state. But don't quote me on that. My own state, Virginia, is VA, and that's also the Veterans Affairs office in Washington. So a lot of different things stand for stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to immediately start kind of cutting off this bridge here from my opponent, and I'm going to move in. Oh, we're also playing with Lipton. Should have mentioned that. So Lipton is the plan. Let's talk about the battle plan. Lipton's going to hold this side and help me in the center. And I'm basically going to be holding along the river here. I'm not going to do too many defenses, actually, along the river. I'm mostly going to be focusing on the center here, and then I'm going to come to that side later on. So, there's supposed to be an update. It should be any day now, I thought, for COH 2, where they're going to stop the combat package from the Volksgrenadiers, and they're going to give them Panzerfaust instead. And the captain for the United States will get no bazookas anymore. So I thought that update was going to come out. I did a match with Nick that was about an hour long before this, and it got deleted because of that 80 megabyte update, which didn't change anything. And now that I'm using the OKW, which is quite a fun nation faction to use in this game, I'm gonna miss the. See, the thing is with the combat package, I never blobbed up 5 units of Volksgrenadiers and charged at a tank like some people did. So here's a mistake on this map. I forgot there's a building there and he's going to hop in. And I cannot use my incendiary grenades. Mainly due to the fact that I don't have a headquarters down because I haven't even purchased one yet. So I'm trying to flank around. He can't really get a proper angle on both my units here. So I'm just shooting into the back of the building here. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage, unfortunately. So it has pinned this unit. I'm making sure I try to move around. I have these guys coming in to help out here. And my opponent's actually going to try to seize this, but I also have my other squad coming in here. And up close, I mean, even these guys are in cover. We get screwed in the negative cover there with the broken shield, but we're going to move in up close and deal death to these guys here. Even if they are in cover and getting support from this universal carry. He's going to pull back. You can see we did quite a lot of damage to him right there. And he's actually hiding behind his universal carry, which gave him heavy cover there. I didn't even know that. Anyway, long story short, I retreated here and got pinned between the 2 machine guns. So there we go. So I was going to originally set up my headquarters around here, but I'm like, what's the point? Why not just set up between Lipton and, I, so I can actually basically heal up both of our units here. And it wouldn't make that big a difference for it to be up another, like, 50 feet there, right? So I'm going to basically set that up. So we're going to be setting that up right there.
Secure the vehicle. Location set. Begin conversion.
Sorry, the VA was the Veterans Health Administration. That's what the VA stands for. I messed that up. I'm happy I corrected that. That's good. Okay, so you can see we're popping. I'm going to be healing up my troops here and getting them back in position. We really haven't. Lipton's able to put up defenses along this side. He's going to try to set up. He's already set up a bunker here to defend this narrow choke point here, but they can keep going across here. So he also has a machine gun right here. So he's defending. He's really spread out and is going to try to help me on the center now. Meanwhile, I have basically no defenses, so I'm just going to have proactive defense basically. Now he laid down some mines here. Looks like it's a group of 3. So we now have a static building, as the German guy said. Check it out. I now have the building up so I can throw a incinerator into this house here. And it's a very small house. That should do a whole lot of damage to those guys there. And he can't stop us all. Lipton even was going to launch a grenade in there. So I'm going to push in here. and see what kind of damage I can do. I see his guys are going to get flanked here, basically. Another thing I have to say is the Maxim is quite deadly. Look how fast this squad gets cut down. Down basically at half strength there pretty quickly. Now we're suppressed here, even though the arc of fire is not here. So we actually forced him back, and he left a Maxim. And I unlocked Panzer Fusiliers, so I'm going to steal a Maxim here if I can. He hopped into the house again. I'm going to have to pull back, so... You know, we're holding the 2 victory points right now. And my opponent should be trying to push a little bit, kind of see what my defenses are. But I also have a unit here, just in case he decides to. Pretty bloody mess so far right here. So I'm building one of the most hated things in COH2, an infantry support gun. Just kidding, that is for me. I saw people, they were, actually, I was in a match, and people were, you know, just some people, and we were talking, and they're saying how much I hate indirect fire weapons, and that's pretty much true. They always kill my infantry. And speaking of indirect fire weapons, a nice little mortar replacement is being built by the Brits. I just have to say, like, I would love for there to be another faction here in September or this summer in June. Maybe at the 3-year anniversary of COH. So yeah, you can see my max is actually going to get wiped out here if I'm not careful. So we do have to be careful there. Since I'm going to move my units in here, and we're actually going to try to flank around and go right for their fuel here to cut that off. And meanwhile, Lipton's still holding the center here. So yeah, you can see we're actually going to be in heavy cover here, and those guys do have a... I'm sorry guys, I'm just confused again. It's the United States Department of Veteran Affairs, so I was right the first time, but there's different departments under that, it looks like, so they have health and other things. Anyway, we're done with talking about the VA now. So we are going to move in here, and I'm going to I can actually kill this universal carrier. I don't think he realized that. I'm going to go right behind heavy cover here. He's bombarding along this area here, so it won't affect me. And check this out. Yeah, you can see he's going to lose. If I'm going to push in here, you got to be careful. This unit is almost dead here. I'm going to pull back with that unit. The healthy unit now is going to wipe out this unit right there. My game briefly slowed down there for a second. And once again, up close, nice and personal with these guys. I'm just going to have to fall back because we're pretty low health here. And I've also set up the infrared searchlight, which is basically showing us what's going on. I can kind of scan and I can see this here, and if there's any kind of... I can basically see when they're assaulting here, which is very important with the Fog of War on. And once again, this is actually a great unit for the OKW. It's only 5 fuel. It used to be 15, but they decided to push it back. And they have a lot of Maxims and Guard Infantry. And keep in mind, Guard Infantry are not easy to reinforce. They're actually expensive. And I see he's making a push. There's nothing really in the center to stop him. I'm going to have to pull back here. You can see they're obviously barraging this area here. I'm going to move in and see if I can actually take this point. But there's a machine gun here, so I'll have to keep that in mind. And I have noticed now that they do have a fuel cache there, so that's important. So now I know I can possibly take that out. I'd love to just level this house. But yeah, it's kind of funny. You know, in our defense of me building a infantry support gun, it's the fact that they built a mortar emplacement first. I usually do not build indirect weapons if I don't have to, or if they're blobbing. You know, here's my genius plan to actually try to take out this gun. This emplacement here, I got some Shreks. I have one incendiary grenade left, but we're being chased by these guys. And he has commandos out. These guys are very good and kind of annoying. they go invisible very frequently. Like whenever they're in kind of semi-cover, they're basically invisible, and it's very hard to see them. Anyway, he braced here, which is kind of annoying. So we're not going to do as much damage. I just got to fall back because there's too many units here now. So you can see those forces are going to have to fall back there. So yeah, we're going to go all the way back to base and heal up. I also have healed up my Maxim. So the Maxim's setting up along the fence line there. And Lipton's taking that point. So we've been in control most of this match so far. And I'm healing up my units. I'm gonna build a Panther headquarters here. Probably right along this area here. Not too far away from base. You know, I don't want to build it too far up so I can get bombarded by these guys. Especially once they're getting, is that a 120mm mortar? No, it's 82. No, it's 120mm mortar. The guy's standing on it, so I couldn't see the giant wheels. So Lipton is trying to build a minefield here as these guys are getting shot to pieces. Now keep in mind that when your men are constructing a minefield, or even repairing anything, they can be killed very easily. I think there's something about they're like in negative cover and they may have less health or something's going on there. Anyway, the commandos are shooting at me with their suppressed stens because they didn't really have silencers back then. And I'm gonna run across the bridge here, and I'm gonna at least destroy this thing if I can. Now this is not a great unit to deal with the commandos. The commandos will actually destroy us completely. Especially look at the grenades. It does a hell of a lot of damage there, even though I tried to dodge it. So he's kind of not sure which way to shoot here. So I'm gonna destroy that and just get out of there. I don't need to give him any kills with this command. He's already got 2. And I'm gonna have to fall back this unit. So I'm making incursions across. I think that's the right word. Incursions across the other side of the river here. But we are having some difficult issues. We're doing some. We basically haven't been able to take this side yet. But that time will come. You can see we're once again. It's nice to be able to scan and. Well, now that's not very helpful. Actually, it's pretty close. Look at these guards. They're in a minefield basically with bouncing betties, so I have to be careful. And I believe Lipton has a mortar. Yes, he does. I need to move this guy up, and I know that. I'm really trying to focus on the left side here when I can. I have 2 more. My storm pioneers are getting all healed up here, and I'm actually healing on my infantry support gun to kind of blast back at these guys. Let's look at our opponent's commanders here. You can see he's gone with the guard motor coordination tactics, which basically gives him the 120mm mortar, guard rifleman and T-3485, as well as marked vehicle. And the other guy went with the mobile assault regiment. I'm trying to get you a video with this doctrine, but it's kind of tricky. The land mattress is great. I'm going to see a bunch of those active in this match here. I think I only got 2 the most. I usually don't like to spam things. Like if you look at my army composition, I have 2 Volks, I have 2 of these Storm Pioneers. I'm gonna get a second Panzer Fusilier. Like I'm not spamming 1 unit. So even though I'm gonna miss the having these nice Panzer tracks, the fact is that a lot of people would just spam 4 or 5 of these units in a giant blob and would just shoot any kind of tank you had and just utterly destroy it, especially once these guys got higher veterancy. But we'll see if they're supposed to make that change. I thought today on the 28th, but maybe it'll be at midnight. I don't know. Valve is on. Look at that unit get wiped out. Valve is on the Pacific Coast, so they're a different time period. Time zone. I was just doing all these calculations of, when I was in Europe, calculating from, I was in GMT +1 in Belgium, and then I went to England, and then I went back to Belgium. I was going, I went back and forth twice. So I went to London for a weekend, and then I left home from London because Lavendam, the airport in Brussels, was they're canceling a lot of flights to the United States, and it still wasn't completely, still not completely functional. So you can see that's it's like a mini Calliope. It's a great way Lipton describe that. So that's what the mattress is. It actually kind of looks like something from Medieval too. these kind of rocket barrage things. And I'm going to try to move up and just try to toss a grenade in here. I'm just going to pull back. Might as well just hurt that house. Open as an AT gun. I have some AT out just in case they pull something out of here. I can get a Panther pretty soon here, so I'm saving up my manpower for that. I am reinforcing units as necessary, though. I'm trying to kill this 112mm mortar, but it is behind cover. So you can see our machine guns are actually suppressing these guys, so we're doing a pretty good job, but now we have a tank here, and this is pretty bad because, I mean, it's good that Lipton has an AT gun here, but he needs my AT units here, so we're going to move on in. So Lipton managed to Panzerfaust him, his rear armor's exposed, and I have a bunch of AT units. That guy got completely destroyed. They're popping smoke everywhere, so our machine guns cannot see them. And this guy also helps, so. My fear, though, is with the land mattress that they maybe get a second one, and they just start pounding this base before I get my tank stuff that I need. And we're going to push on him. We're not going to let them hold this point for long. Grenades are going out. They do have a machine gun here, though. Vet 2. And this is actually working pretty well. The support gun is taking out some of the mortar crew. And I'm just not paying attention. I'm kind of focusing on my moves on this side here, and I messed up here. I lost my Vet 2 squad there. So I had to pull this guy back briefly. I didn't repair it. I probably should have at some point. I don't repair it this whole match, but I'm going to set up again so I can actually see where these guys are. Anyway, check this out. So we have these commandos. This is a great unit to actually counter the commando. Watch us just absolutely shred this unit here. It's like we're better at short range than they are with our STG-44s. So that squad got wiped out, and this Vet 2 one almost got wiped out. Here comes the big assault on this side. He pins down this unit on the other side, but we're around the bushes here, the hedgerow. We're probably in France somewhere. He popped another commando squad out of the house here. But I'm going to try to kill this machine gun if I can. And keep in mind, I still have this squad, Vet 2 now, and I'm going to try to take on the commandos here who are just running right past us. And yeah, I don't know, he was probably paying attention, but his squad's down to half health. I got to dodge this grenade. And I'll be able to just flat out one-on-one take out this commando squad. So Star Pioneers are definitely great for that. The machine gun has been silenced by our incendiary grenade, and the whole left side has just been completely wiped out at this point. So I can now capture all this territory. Now there are mines in all the places I did not cross. I crossed like narrowly through this way, so I'm gonna pay for this though. You can see my opponent is not gonna like that. He's gonna shoot his land mattress right at my base here. And I'm going to lose this, but I don't really care. I didn't really need it. It was doing a little bit of work, but paid a little too much for it. And this area, they look at me trying to, like, I'm trying to dodge like an Olympic athlete right here, all the rockets, and he got killed. I should have pulled him back. That was unfortunate, but I'll have to make another one. And look, he brings in, so I have my Panther, by the way, which I'm going to have to send over here. So he has a half-track here. Now keep in mind he upgraded it so he cannot actually reinforce him as half-track. So this half-track is purely used for infantry suppression and killing infantry. However, I have a Panther, and he doesn't know that, so here comes French's Panther. Oh, I just switched over, darn. Sorry guys, I'm switching back. I like the traditional screen here. They have the other kind of minimized screen, which I don't really like. So he's gonna actually get bet 1 and go into overdrive trying to escape me. And watch this shot just like miss, like point blank. The Panther shot missed. I'm gonna stop right here and fire and snipe him. So goodbye, mein Freund. Anyway, so he has 2 land mattresses now, and it's just blasting the hell out of the center when he gets a chance. I even like this. Looks like kind of like a stadium, kind of like seating a little bit, but I'm sure it's just like something. Definitely a cool map, though. I like this in Hill 400. It was very cool, too. Had some good matches on these custom maps lately that people have made, so definitely do. I think something should be more permanent in the road. You know, it shouldn't be a road. You know, some of the rotation ones that none of us like we should get rid of.
Volks Grenadiers back to full strength.
I'm trying to think of one map that we all hated red. It was that there's that one where it was just massive and there was a town. It's just like when I was not specific on the answers for the World War II thing. When I was like, there's a movie about Italy and World War II, like Face Off at Rostov, I think was the name of it, because you had like a river and an island in the middle and just a giant town on the right side. And I'm moving up trying to take this thing out if I can, but Lisbon's going to try to cover my flank, but there's way too many of these guard troops coming in. There's 3 squads. I've got to be careful. I don't know what kind of armor these guys could have. His time will come. I don't need to get my tank killed, especially when it's on marked target here. Marked vehicle. So, congratulations. You won this round temporarily.
Command level capabilities.
So I actually shot that down with this nice thing there. Lupin, yeah, got pinned instantly. So I gotta be careful. They're actually now shooting something at me. Oh, you know what it is? It's the air. It's the rockets. The land match is just. It's destroying some of my units over here. I had to fall back. I got these guys up in here, and I'm gonna have to run forward actually, believe it or not, because if I retreat, I'm gonna get my unit killed. So I have to wait till these guys stop firing. Because I definitely want to get this squad back. He's got literally no health, so I'm gonna fall back here at this point. It sounds like a Lewis gun actually. It's probably just a standard Vickers. I feel like sometimes we don't even look at the bases. We're like, okay, there's machine guns there. I mean, it's hardly ever used. We never really push our opponents back to the base. So he's now taking this back over. That's okay. I'm going to grab a second Panther soon, which is pretty darn good for the OKW to get 2 Panthers out. Now keep in mind, when you buy the land matters, let's go on to Connecticut over here. It does cost 40 fuel, so just keep that in mind. So it's going to put you back. You have to really make them pay for themselves. And right now he has 13 kills, which isn't a whole lot. We're not we're not blobbing up. Now he does know this target's here, so I do have to be kind of careful. Oh, by the way, just a public service announcement, as we might say. I did update the playlist for Season 3. It only went about 28 episodes because the British came out and I made it Season 4. And then Season 4 is all in a playlist now. So you want to go watch Episode 1 from Season 4 all the way to this one. It's all in a playlist in order now. So, and the Scotland campaign is also in a playlist. So I'm trying to... I know I didn't update my playlist in a little while, so that's where they are. So I'm getting ready for an assault on this side. They're, once again, literally blowing up Lipton's position over here. Land matches are great, especially against the blobs. They also have, I think it's white phosphorus. And look, we got the mortars going in there. They're very heavy on artillery here. Yeah, you have white phosphorus barrage.
Enemy now have 200 points.
So I'm like, I asked Lipton if he was okay, and he said, you know, I can still hold the center, because I really want to make my push on this left side here and just completely overwhelm them one more time. Once again, look, the AT gun is unmanned. He knows I have a Panther, but he has a lot of mines. He's assuming I maybe will fall into that and not have my tanks be supported enough. And this is the Booma. It's kind of... It's a Storm Panther, so it's not as good as this, you know, the Storm Tiger, but still pretty decent. I'm gonna lose this thing. There's just so many rockets flying in here, and then we have a... we have Lipton counter barraging with Panzerwerfer right on these mortars here. Close but no cigar there, so I'm gonna... I lost my MG there, basically. So I'm cutting off their field one more time here, and we're pushing in. I got a little... I should have had my MG up a little closer here, but I knew there's probably going to be a machine gun here. He's just going to retreat. My engine is damaged, but I do have 2 repair units nearby, so I've captured that. And the machine gun's going to get out of here. So once again, the whole left flank has collapsed here. Lipton's also pushing up in the center. And And that's good against infantry, but he's got to be a little careful to keep that thing alive. And yeah, I just switched. I'm basically going to have these guys capture the fuel while I can have these guys help repair. So 2 Panthers is pretty good. With their 75mm gun. Now look at this. This is a great use of the land mattress because he knows he knows my tank's not going anywhere, and he knows roughly where I am. Now if I'd stay there and let my, it's a little too low here, but if I just stay there, I would have gotten my butt kicked. Would have lost a lot of my pioneers, which are not easy, obviously. Definitely not easy to replace. I mean, these guys are still a decent amount to reinforce. So we have 39 fuel. Let's look at our opponents here. They're getting 7 fuel a minute because they never bothered to hit Lipton on this side or even wander across. This victory point's basically unguarded besides some pioneers. Now he might have he should put a minefield or something up there. I just wanted to move up here because I knew the land match was somewhere around here, but I don't want to push too far into their base. But I actually hit this guy. I didn't even realize what I shot at there. There's the wrecked vehicle there. And I have like 2 guys in the squad that are just getting like, it almost looks like there's incinerator bullets there. And I have no problem shooting into this blob here. You can see this was trying to war for it. And I don't need to get my men killed there. I need to retreat. I was trying to hold them a little bit there, but yeah, we need to retreat here. Now keep in mind the rockets are quite deadly on this. So I'm gonna actually, I still have enough fuel. I can actually get a Panzer IV here soon, which is a medium tank, obviously, compared to the... It's also a medium tank. So let's see how much these guys cost to reinforce. 30, so not too bad. I destroyed the... You can see like part of the AT gun is like flew all the way over here. I have my AT unit over here. And he's just going to charge forward. I have enough units here, I feel confident that with the machine guns from my Panther and these units up close, we can just push them back. Now they're trying to blow up this building, and I told Lipton, which is true, I don't care at this point. If I get my Panzer IV out, they can destroy this building, because I have 3 tanks out. And they're blasting this area too, so I have to be a little careful. So we have a T-34-85 moving up. Now, against 2 Panthers, that's not a smart fight to take. However, look at my Panzers running into each other. My Panthers just smashing into the front. So I need to switch on to the prioritized vehicle here, so I'll actually shoot at this guy. But look at this, he's ramming me. He rammed me there. I have not been rammed like that in a long... Oh boy, that's going to be Sunloop. That's what she said. I've not had a T-34 ram a Panther in a long time here. And he's going to hit me with rockets. I'm literally almost dead here, but look, Lipton's coming in. I have the Panzer IV to help screen. And he's just going to get whacked. So I managed to get back, and look at my tank. It's literally being held together by sheer will to get home alive. It's got no health whatsoever. So now I have the Panzer IV here, which is a lot better against infantry. We should be able to kill these troops here. They only have 18 victory points at this point, but we've also Lipton's tanks have cut off reinforcements to that victory point here. So I'm just going to get some... I got a bunch of troops back at base. They're coming up here. I'm repairing, and I'm going to repair my tank that's almost dead here. These guys are up here. They're Bet 2, which makes them... They have survivability and weapon control under fire. And I called some heavy artillery in here, which is definitely not smart considering Lipton's going to retreat through here. So, yeah, not the smartest move by me. I was hoping that Lipton would pull them through and have the Russians run into the artillery. But as they say in war, friendly fire is not friendly. I told Lipton I'd help repair his tanks too, so I'm getting this guy repaired. But they're only down to 5 victory points here, and we could capture this. But they're only down to 3 now, and they can't take this fast enough or this, so Good game to our opponents. Basically, they lost. It was definitely a fun match, though. It was interesting to go against the land mattress and actually win. I haven't really been playing the Axis too much, but it was definitely fun to fight against this thing and actually be able to beat it. Now, we didn't actually kill these things, but we were able to we basically push them back to their base. And really, on this map, you have to defend your coastline here. You have to basically hold this section of the map if you're on the top, or this section of the map on the bottom. And it's also important, even though Lipton and I decided that we'd hold this section here, this kind of coast here in the middle, I still pushed in and attacked my opponent's left flank. They put no pressure at all on Lipton's side, even though he had bunkers here. Nothing, not even, he could have used some of these land matches to launch attacks and then push in. Our field was undefended, so Lipton and I were able to focus on the center, as us able to pull off and go to the left without having to worry about the whole right side of the map, which is our fuel. Anyway, you can see we moved in, we hit their fuel, cut their fuel off a couple times, and that was the difference in the victory here. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's pull you back up some statistics here. Let me get out of that. Here's the statistics so you guys can take a look. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Copperman221 signing off. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode in Season 4.